Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Texarkana to El Paso, the Panhandle to San Angelo, the Permian Basin to East Texas, Waco, Wichita Falls to Lubbock, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, all the way from El Paso, Texas, the Class 5A winner of the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Nobody can outwork her. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Destinee Loeza of Hanks High School. I'm amazed you can even do this interview because you're so darn busy. How do you even have the time to do this? I don't even know how you do all this stuff every day.
Just wanting it, dedication. If you want it, you'll do it.
I love it. You know, people don't realize this, but you're going to graduate high school. You're going to get your high school diploma. And then at the same time, same year, you're going to get your associate's degree in college while juggling being an elite athlete. How are you pulling all this off?
Like I said, just the idea of being comfortable when I'm growing up and achieving my goals is, if you want something, you'll do it. And at the end of the day, that's what I wanted. So that's what I'm going to do.
Was there ever a point along the way where you're saying this is just way too much stuff for me to take on?
Oh, definitely. Every other day I think that, but that just pushes me more. It just pushes me more. The idea of I never want anything handed to me. So when I struggle, it just pushes me even more. I like the feeling.
It's pretty amazing. And it seems like it's something that kind of drives you a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's really, really remarkable. Why did you want to do it in the first place? What made you think about doing that?
Just the idea of when I grow up, I want to be comfortable, have a stable job, and I know that if I can get 2 years ahead in college, that it'll just further my possibilities of being comfortable and having more years of being comfortable rather than being at school and college for the next 4 years. I can be there just for 2.
So what intrigues you the most when you think about your studies going forward?
I want to practice dental. I want to be a dentist. I know that sounds so funny, but I want to practice dental for sure. That's always been my dream for a long time now.
Well, it's such a smart, really, industry to get into because there's such a big demand to do something like that. Now, looking at your athletic prowess, it really is amazing. You know, you're one of the best volleyball players in the state, if not the country. You have 547 whopping digs this year, which ranks top 4 in the state. Sometimes you're in the top 2. How do you practice doing digs? Because I kind of get the sense that watching you at practice is just you diving all over the place.
Yes. What I tell myself is if I didn't make that dig during the game, I better make that dig during practice and practice things that I don't do at the games. So if I don't usually make that dig, I have to make it at practice. It takes it 100 times to do it right at practice to do it once at the game. And that's what I tell myself.
Do you ever hurt yourself diving all over the place?
Oh, definitely. I think I chipped a bone the other day on my elbow. It was pretty bad.
Wow. Now you're such a vocal leader of your team. You know, a lot of people, they kind of, they shy away from all that stuff, but you embrace it. Why do you do that?
Because I know when times are hard and when I'm not playing well, all I want is another teammate of mine to get on my back and tell me, you got this, and be in my face. So that's what I give my teammates. And I know that that's what they need from me because that's what I need from them.
Well, you're such a tremendous leader as you look at your team and you guys, you're on that stretch now where we're looking at the playoffs right around the corner. What do you think about this team and what do you think separates it from everybody else?
Um, just the fact that we've known each other for so long, and that's just like not something you find in every other high school team. We've played with club with each other for 10 plus years. I played with these girls for a really long time, and they know me and I know them. So that just brings the connection like 10 times better than what you see like down the street.
Tell me about some of the stars on the team, some of your favorite teammates, and are you sensing something special with this crew?
Oh, definitely. We have an outside hitter. Her name's Alexa Heck. She is just a power hitter. She can hit a bunch of different shots, and she has a mindset that not every ball has to be a kill. She's very good with just rolling down in the camp hole, rolling down the line, tooling off the block. She can kill a ball when she wants to, but she can also just tip it right in the middle when it's needed. We also have another outside. Her name's Kaylin Carlos. She plays 6 rotations also, and she's just a dynamic passer, like for sure. Especially because we try to practice passing with two. So if I'm the libero, they're gonna also try to go to the other outside, and she just nails it every single time.
When you look at all the teams in El Paso, the competition is so good there, night in and night out. But I don't think you guys get enough credit how good the volleyball is in that portion of the state. I mean, everybody wants to talk about Houston, San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas, but does El Paso kind of play with a little chip on their shoulder? Like, what about us when it comes to the state championship picture?
Definitely. We're definitely in the contenders for sure. We have Coronado, Franklin, Isleta, Del Valle, big schools that are not big in the state, but big in El Paso. We went to Mansfield tournament a couple weeks ago, and every gold, bronze, and silver, each team from El Paso took. And that was back over there in Dallas, and every single El Paso team took a trophy home, which shows like a lot that we can do it. We're small, but we can do it.
Do you think people underestimate El Paso and the whole area of volleyball, around the state?
Definitely, just because we're small, we're right there in the corner, and our schools range from. My school has 1,300 people. We're not big, like you said. The band, our school size is the size of some of these high schools bands, but we can do it. We definitely can do it.
Now, you started volleyball at a very young age. You've been a great athlete all your life. What was it about volleyball that you fell in love with?
The fact that I had to work for it. Definitely when I started off, I was no good at all. But the idea of having to work for something and get progressively better just drives me. I don't like when things are handed to me, for sure. I like to work for it.
You've also excelled really well in cross country. What was it about cross country that was such a good fit for you?
Just the idea of I don't know. I like to stay in shape, and I like to run. And I was never really a distance runner, I guess. And I just tried it one year, and it turned out really good. So
It seems like you're like your own track meet. You win all the medals in every single competition. It's quite amazing. Whenever you're running in cross country, it's always such a long distance. Is there ever that point where you're running, say, 10, 12 miles into it, you look over and you see a tree and you're like, hey, I want to stop there and rest?
definitely but the feeling of being tired is what I love. I love to be tired and then just have that feeling like, oh, I can do another 2-3 miles. Like I can make it. I can keep going. I like that idea.
Well, that's me when I run. Every time I see a tree, that's where I want to stop. I know with cross country, you have to be so careful because there's so many hidden dangers out there with injuries. There's roots, there's unseen rocks out there, there's potholes. People don't realize that the tremendous preparation that goes into it to make sure that you're healthy and you're able to compete. What's kind of your pre-race routine when you have these events?
Um, Just a really good warm up. Like me and my team like to almost warm up a mile before, even though we're gonna run a couple miles, and it's really kind of gross, but we like to sweat in our warm up suits and our track suits before we run and just getting a really good stretch. And every time before a race, me and my team, we pray. And it really helps. And I like to tell my team they're very young, very young. I'm the only senior on the cross country team. So I just tell them, have fun. Just have fun. It's okay. And every single time it works because we come out doing fantastic. So
That's awesome. I don't know about the sweating part in the sweatsuits, but hey, if it works, right? Keep doing it. Well, what are some of the other things that you like to do outside of sports?
um like I said, I really like to meet new people. I like to go out of town, go to the store, and just meet different personalities and all of that. And also, I'm a really big podcast person. I really like true crime and all of that. So that's what I like to do on my free time.
I love it. I love that you want to meet people because those experiences, right, make you smarter in life, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Different personalities teach you what to do at different scenarios.
I know you have several choices, and there's a lot of colleges looking at you. UTEP's one that has their eyes on you. Do you think that when you go to the next level, you would like to stay in town, or do you want to go out of town?
I also really like the idea of representing UTEP and keeping the talent at home. I like that. I like that because they bring a lot of different people from a lot of different places. But we're really good here in El Paso too. But I also like the idea of just going out of state and experiencing different people, different situations, different environments. Because I know I'll feed off of it well.
Yeah, if you want to meet new people, you got to get out of El Paso, right?
Yeah.
You know,
I've
I always look at El Paso and I always think to myself, it's such a tight-knit community and it hangs high. It's all about family there. There's no doubt about that. As you look at your experiences of being in that Hanks community, how do you think it shaped you and your family?
just that we have the idea of that when we go back into school, there's another person there. There's always a family there, someone we can turn to, you know what I mean? And just my teammates and all of that, you see in these really big schools, they have like 17 to like 21 people per team. And this one, it's really small. So we get to know each other, we have each other's back. It's just something just a little more closer than any other team.
I talked to your mom and, she's so blown away by you and all your unbelievable achievements athletically and academically. But she says, the one thing that really jumps out at you is how loyal you are and what a hard worker you are. And even with all the stuff that you're doing athletically and all the time that it takes to do that, plus, getting a college degree and trying to get your high school diploma and being at the top of your class, doing all that, you don't have a lot of time, but you still find time for an old part-time job at Wendy's. Why do you do that?
Um, Usually I just do it on the weekends, but like I said, I like the feeling of being independent and just doing a job for 8-hour shifts 2 days a week is enough to feel like independent and that I like teach me for the real world. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to be able to play sports forever, but I know I'm going to have to work a 9 to 5 and just to get myself prepared.
Being in the top 15 in your class proves that you're a great athlete and really exemplifies what this award is all about. Why is it so important to you to be good in the classroom?
Because we're not going to be athletes forever. Maybe for another 4 years, another 8 years, but after that, we have to be adults. And I know that without a good grades, good transcript, being top in your class, going to a really good college, it's not going to help with your career. You know what I mean? So you have to really focus on that before you focus out on the field. And that's important to me, having good grades and just having something I can rely on when I'm done with sports.
You're such an unbelievable role model in that community. Do you enjoy that role?
Definitely, because I know when I was smaller, I always looked up to everybody who's doing good because we had some really good people at Hanks from when I was little, when I was a little freshman. So I like to be the idea that people can look up to me and, El Paso and Hanks especially is really small, but that we can get up there and that we can play some sports for sure.
I know your younger sister is looking to follow in your footsteps. How is she in her development? Would you say that she's more developed than you were at her age?
Definitely, definitely. She's gotten to experience a lot of stuff in club early on and just get privates one-on-one. And then we play volleyball almost every single day. So that helps too.
That was her ringing the bell saying, hey, I'm glad you brought me up in that whole interview. How about your older brother? How much of an influence has he been on you?
A big influence for sure. Because, your older siblings, you always look up to him. And he's fought and he's played football. He's doing really good right now. And just the thought that when you grow up, it's possible just to be stable and live a life. You know what I mean?
How about your mom and all the sacrifices she's made to support you in everything that you're doing?
I love that woman with all my heart. Everything I do, I think of her. Just every time I do something or I do something good, I just think like I just want to make my mom proud. And she makes me, I'm so proud of her. And I look up to her. I want to be like her. She makes so much sacrifices for me and my family. It just radiates and I just want to sacrifice.
I know you're like her in many different ways. How about the music? What kind of music do you like?
I like rock and indie. Definitely. It's a little weird, but I'm definitely into rock.
I'm a little surprised. I thought you as more of a Swiftie, someone that likes Taylor Swift. I guess not, right?
No, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of Taylor Swift.
So what's it like, being the top female athlete on the Class 5A level in the entire state of Texas? This is an unbelievable honor and very prestigious. What do you think about this award?
Uh, I'm just very humbled. I'm just beyond, like, sometimes I just wake up and I can't believe it. But, you work so hard and it always pays off. Because, sometimes it's like, am I doing well? And then it's nice to get reassurance that maybe I am doing just a little bit okay.
Well, Destinee, you're like the Greater Texas Ford dealers. You're the best in Texas. Congratulations, and thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you, sir.
Your Greater Texas Ford dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.